I'll show you how to pan for gold at the thrift stores. Rather than panning for gold in the river, I'll show you another method. I'll start off by some of the easier ways to find gold at the thrift store. If you look closely at this earring, it says 14 karat gold. People often overlook this. Just to verify that it's real gold, we'll give it a scratch test. We'll acid test it with some 14 karat acid. If you look in that puddle, it's not eating the gold, so it's real gold. The question is, how much did I pay and how much is it worth? At the thrift store, these earrings were $1, half off, so they were 50 cents. They had two pair that look like this, and it is very difficult to see the markings on the post. Because the gold markings are so hard to see, sometimes you just got to take a chance, especially if the price is low enough. These two earrings tested out at 14 karat gold, and these did not. Along with these earrings, this backer was marked 14 karat gold. When you test an earring like this, you want to scratch really hard on the stone to make sure it's not just gold plated. You can see I scratched this one pretty good, and if you take a look at the bottom and you don't see any copper, that's a good first sign. On one of these set of earrings, you can see there's a copper mark when I drug it on that stone. Here's a close-up of that mark when I rubbed it on the stone. Here's a close-up of that other one after I drug it on the stone. You don't see any copper marks on this. We'll drop some acid onto this mark and we'll check it. If you look inside the puddle, you can see it's not eating the gold away, so this is 14 karat. We paid $1 for these 4 earrings. How much is it actually worth in scrap gold? If we weigh it, we've got 0.6 grams of gold. At the current spot price of gold, this would be about $21 worth of gold. So we won with these, but we lost with these. In the store, the markings on these shafts can be so small, I can't really even see them with the naked eye. Even with magnification, I can't see them. Maybe the markings wore off after years of use, but the acid test showed that it was 14 karat gold. How about this chain here? Usually a marking this easy to see at the thrift store, they'll find it. This chain is clearly marked 14K gold. We'll go ahead and acid test it, just scratch it really hard on there. We'll put some 14 karat acid on there. This chain is clearly marked and the acid's not eating the gold. I paid $8 with this cool leaf on it. The leaf does not test out as gold, but the chain does. Now this chain weighs in at 4.1 grams. We paid $8 for the chain, and the scrap value is about $147. With having this marked so clearly, it's not common to find something like this. But if you're looking, you might find it. When I was at the thrift store, I didn't have my loop. I can see some sort of a mark on here, but I can't read it. I can see something on the stem there. The earrings were $2, so I figured I'm gonna take a chance. At 4x on the microscope, I can see a mark, but I just can't recognize. The marking's gonna be in reverse. When I look at the other earring, it's 925 FAS. The FAS is the manufacturer mark. The 925 means it's sterling silver. For $2, we may be pretty close. We'll weigh them and see what we've got. 2.6 grams of sterling silver. The scrap silver price for these would be $1.80. We paid about 20 cents too much, but at least it's something. We'll acid test these just to make sure. I do see some brownish red in there, so this would be sterling silver. Now this next set of earrings, we may not win at all. We paid about 50 cents per earring. I got them out of the same bin that I got these. We'll have to just check and see. All of these earrings have gold stems, and I don't see anything marked on the back plate. There's something marked on here, but it could be just a patent number. Sometimes it's just so hard to see these marks. After cleaning it up, it almost looks like a date, 1950 or something. The other one seems a little clear, maybe 1960. Some parts of the earring, I can't even get it to scratch or show up on the stone. We'll put some 14 karat acid on there. The acid just ate that metal up immediately. This is for sure 50 cents down. We'll check these out next. I'll put it on a stick and check it under the microscope. Initially, I don't see anything on there. These won't even scratch on the stone. Another 50 cents down. We'll check these. In one way, I wish it was easier to see these marks. Of course, if it was easy to see the marks, you wouldn't be able to find any of these in a thrift store that are gold. Now, if you had a loop and you were at the thrift store, you might have a better chance. Even with a loop, sometimes the light's got to be just right to see. When I scratch it on the stone, it doesn't even look gold. We'll put some acid on it. Interesting, it didn't eat it clean off the stone. Try the strongest acid, which is 22 acid. The 22 acid just eats it right up. There's not much in that puddle. We'll try the weakest acid, which would be 10 karat acid. The acid's mixed. I'll try it again. The 10 karat acid does seem to be eating it. I'm just going to let it sit for about 5 minutes. 14 karat acid here. We'll just let it sit. Even though the acid fused together, I'm seeing it eat everything. Maybe there's some gold plating in there, but not much. Now, we did have to take a few chances on some of these, which did not pan out, but some of them absolutely panned out.